like to call the Village of Beach Park Village Board meeting to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Gus.
Here.
Trustee Hucker.
Here.
Trustee Miller.
Here.
Trustee Otterson.
Here.
Trustee City.
Here.
Trustee Wells.
Here.
Clerk Severino, signature.
Excellent. All right, if you would please all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In honor of our recently deceased mayor, I would ask that you would all join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. I intend to have a time of remembrances for the mayor at the end of the meeting in the public comment time, and encourage you all to save up your best stories for then, and we will get there rapidly tonight, I hope. Tonight, our first order of business is the consent agenda. You have in your agenda the approval of the board minutes from March 22nd, the bills presented for payment as of April 5th, Building, Zoning, Code Enforcement reports, Public Works reports, and the Parks and Recreation report. Is there any item that the board would like to have discussed separately? Is there any item that the public would like to have discussed separately? There being none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Hucker.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Otterson.
Aye.
Trustee City.
Abstained.
And Trustee Wells.
Aye.
All right. For the trustee reports, the Building and Zoning Committee and TIF Committee, I have no report tonight. Public Works, Trustee Otterson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Trustee Hucker.
Pick a name, any name.
The first item that you have on there, I would like to ask that we table again. We had a lengthy discussion about this at our committee meeting this week, and although this ordinance that our attorney prepared answers a few questions, it brought up several more, as things from attorneys have a tendency to do. And isn't it nice to be able to say that since he's not here to defend himself? But we're gonna take a closer look at this and maybe come up with more encompassing ordinance to answer some more of those questions. So I would like to ask that we table that one
So ordered.
for this evening. The second thing is a final action on the road vacation. Tracy, that I believe that was from you, correct?
That was it had actually gone to the board last board meeting, but it actually has to be voted on by the board, and it wasn't.
Okay, I was wondering, because I thought it was
Yeah, it came from the Road Vacation Committee.
Okay, well, the Roadway Vacation Committee requested that we deny,
Correct.
or not requested, they
That was the recommendation.
suggested that we
Right.
deny the application for a long list of reasons. So I guess I would make a motion that we follow the recommendation of the Roadway Vacation Committee. And do you want this in the form of a positive? Or
You can go ahead and make the
okay, I would make a motion that we deny the request for the vacation of the right-of-way. Where's the description? Sorry.
Northern Avenue
On a
between
portion of-
Waldo and Illinois.
There you go, on a portion of Northern Avenue.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? There being none, roll call, please.
Trustee Hucker.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Otterson.
Aye.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. The next item, we went out to bid for the annual spring cleaning program, and this year, as last year, we only got one response from a vendor, from Veolia Services. The prices are very comparable to what they were last year, the same numbers that we have for the roll-off dumpsters at the village, at the Public Works yard for the concrete and the tires. I think it's like a $2 an hour difference on the single driver truck and a $3 an hour difference on the double driver truck, so it really washes out to the same. So I would make a motion that we accept the bid from Veolia for the annual spring cleaning program.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? There being none, I know they've done a good job in the past, so roll call, please.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Otterston.
Aye.
Trustee Siddick.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
And Trustee Hucker.
Aye.
That completes the Public Works report.
Well, thank you. Succinct, brief, less words than normal. Thank you very much.
We're trying. You're not paying me by the word anymore, so I'm...
Knew we'd figure that one out.
That's right.
Public Relations Economic Development Report. Trustee Miller.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have a motion in front of us that has been tabled for quite a while, but we're ready to move forward now. And this involves sign proposals to replace our existing sign outside the Village Hall. Over the last several months, the village has acquired proposals from 3 different vendors, and as you have them in front of you, Olympic Signs, North Shore Signs, and Metrolite Signs. So the Public Relations Committee did quite a bit of research on this. We checked with previous customers who had used all these vendors, and did some commenting amongst ourselves about that, and the consensus has been that we would like to recommend to this body that we move forward with the proposal from North Shore Sign. Now, I did give each one of you an additional copy tonight of a piece of a document that shows a North Shore Sign proposal without a monthly maintenance fee, and that is also a piece that we think is important to recommend going forward. North Shore will come out and service the sign, if we go ahead with this, at $90 per hour, should there be any need for repair. And that's going to save us, versus going with their monthly maintenance fee, it's going to save us around $1,100 a year.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, I would like to...
First, you want to make the motion to remove it from the table so we can...
Oh, yes, make a motion to remove this item from the table and bring it back.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Otterston.
Aye.
Trustee Siddick.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Hucker.
Aye.
And Trustee Miller.
Aye.
All right.
Now you have to say all that stuff over again.
Don't say it again, please.
No. Okay, now I'd like to make a new motion that this board consider approving the proposal from North Shore Sign to replace the existing village sign with the understanding that the village staff will handle or resolve any remaining details that are outstanding. We had some questions that were brought up by our village attorney.
And the amount of that request?
And the amount of that request is the cost of $24,640.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? There being none, roll call, please.
Trustee Siddick.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Hucker.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
And Trustee Otterston.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, and just one additional thing, this is informational. There is going to be a prescription drug take-back day, and it's going to occur on Saturday, April the 28th. It will be held here at the Village Hall from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And accepted items include expired solid prescription drugs, unwanted or unused prescription drugs, over-the-counter drugs such as pills, controlled and non-controlled substances. They will not accept liquid products, intravenous solutions, injectable drugs, or syringes. And I would like to make note of the fact that this particular event, this service is free and anonymous. There will be no questions asked. It's sponsored by the Lake County Sheriff's Office, together with the Coalition for Healthy Communities. And again, so we'd like to encourage everyone. They've had really good turnouts in past events, and they expect the same for this one. So Saturday, April 28th, 10 to 2.
Thank you.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Intergovernmental Affairs, Trustee Wells.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no report on tonight.
All these people are here, and they wanted to hear you say something.
He can sing.
Unfortunately, sir, I'll save it for another day.
Parks and Recreation, Trustee Gust.
Thank you, Your Honor. Couple items, we had a special needs movie at the Marcus Cinema Theater. We had 50 children show up, so I thought that was an excellent turnout. The second thing, we had an Easter egg hunt last Saturday. Couldn't ask for better weather. We were just very lucky. I just want to give a couple thank yous to all the trustees that showed up. Donna Perez, the Queens for stuffing all the eggs. Carla Villalobos for all the help she brought and taking pictures. They deserve a well-to-do. Along with that, we have a Memorial Day celebration coming up. You guys will get all one of these on May 28th, 11 a.m. at Founders Park. And also, we are going to try to have a picnic in September for the seniors at Founders Park. That ends my report.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Village Treasurer, do you have a report for us tonight? Thank you, sir. Village Engineer, Chip?
We do have one, wow.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Sorry.
The true spirit of following the mayor's lead. Trustee Sinek, did you have a report?
I do. I have a couple of things.
It's catching. It's catching.
It's already happening. Oh, my God.
Maybe she should get the hammer.
I do have two quick things. The first one is, between the Public Safety Committee and our ESDA coordinator, Mr. Split, there was, back on March 26th, an emergency preparedness class for the residents here in Beach Park in the event that they wanted to come in and learn a little bit what they could do to help keep themselves safe along with their family. It turns out we had just over 40 people in attendance, and from what I understand, Tracy, we still have more calls coming through.
Yes.
So as soon as we gather another large group, then we're going to go ahead and try and aim for a fall for a second session.
Excellent.
And the second thing I have is Swelco, who is the solid waste agency here in Lake County. They're going to be hosting a chemical waste disposal program, which is going to take place on this Saturday, April 14th. The location will be in Gurnee. I want to say it's 1311 Estes Street.
Yes.
Yes, okay. That'll be happening this in the afternoon. So any additional information on that, please contact Village Hall. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Having been to that event, I will say they have a very efficient method of dealing with the waste. They come out to your car, they unload it for you. They're very quick about it.
Very
so,
helpful.
Yep.
John, also, I'd just like to,
I thought you didn't have a report.
I did. I thought I'd sneak something in. No. In addition to what Linda had discussed a moment ago regarding the emergency preparedness meeting, I just wanted to commend the ESDA department for doing an amazing job. They brought forth some very important information, very useful information for our citizens. For those individuals who didn't have the opportunity to attend, I strongly urge you to call the village, get on the list. I think you will find it very enlightening, very fruitful, and again, I think you will gain a lot of useful information that might help you in the event of an unusual, be it a natural disaster or a terrorist attack or any other type of unfortunate situation. But again, it was very useful, very informative, and again, I want to thank ESDA. I also want to thank Tracy and staff who did an amazing job at putting that together. And again, thank you and great job.
Excellent.
Larry, along with that, I attended that class, and it's very informational, so, and they said that they're going to have 3 more this year, so.
Good.
Call, sign up, they'll set them up, they said.
Good.
Worthwhile going to.
Okay. Chip, you were kind of cut short there, so I want to reintroduce. This would be our village engineer, Chip Parrott.
Thank you. We have one item for your consideration this evening. That is the approval of pay request number 2 for R.A. Mancini, Inc. for the York House Road Sanitary Sewer Extension Project. The project actually has been substantially completed. All that really remains is just the restoration and some asphalt patching that needs to be done for some street cuts for some of the sewer services that were put in. We're actually recommending that there be a 5% retainage on the project until everything is completed on the project. That being said, as we've inspected the project through the course of the project, the sewer line was actually cleaned, televised, and tested. Everything came out just fine. We've actually reviewed the pay request and its supporting documentation, and everything is in order. And we would ask them for a motion to approve pay request number 2 to R.A. Mancini in the amount of $119,000, $119,117.50.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? There being none, roll call, please.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Hucker. Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Otterston.
Aye.
And Trustee Siddick.
Aye.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Chip. Village Coordinator.
Thank you. I just have a couple of quick things. First of all, yesterday I spoke with Diane Emerson with ComEd. She wanted me to let you know that they are going to be doing tree trimming in Beach Park beginning this month, and they should be complete by June 1st. If you want a map or a listing of where exactly they're going to be trimming, I can get that for, she can provide that, so I can get that for you. And also, we met with our health insurance agent regarding health insurance is coming up for renewal in June, and he's been shopping around to a few different companies besides the one we are currently with. It looks like we are going to stay with our current health insurance company, and the past few years, our insurance rates have gone up. It looks like there's going to be quite a dramatic downturn in that. And they'll be able to keep all of our everything the same, our deductibles, and we don't have any exact figures, but we should have those by the next board meeting.
Good.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Village Attorney. Huh. He's getting paid by the word tonight. We're good. Village Clerk.
I have no report.
Report. I have no report for the mayor's report, but I think we're going to have a motion to go. Yes, sir.
May I? I would like to make a motion to convene into closed session for the purpose of discussing the selection of a person to fill the vacancy existing in the office of mayor due to the recent passing of Mayor Milton Jensen. All is provided by Section 2C3 of the Illinois Open Meetings Act.
We have a motion.
Second.
A long motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, then we will take a roll call to adjourn into executive session.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Otterston.
Aye.
Trustee Siddick.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
And Trustee Hucker.
Aye. We'll be back.
Donna? Well, I guess I was going to say, I guess Julie's family has a camera. I was going to say, last time I took pictures, remember, when we were like, I figured John, we'd need a picture of John. So, oh, okay. Okay.
It's like the watermelon, you know, it's the same thing. I'm sure he did. They'll be notifying, be able to notify,
Yeah, yes. I can't wait. I'm so sick of looking at this.
So what do we have to have?
I haven't even looked at it in so long. Actually, and what I'll probably do is wait until maybe this bid on Monday and just discuss. I'm pretty sure where the money is budgeted. I just want to double check with her before I can sign or check this made out or anything like that.
I wondered if there's a cap.
I think so. It is, yeah.
How long it takes them once they get it.
Yeah, I know. You mean to come out and start installing? Yeah, you know what? I don't know.
I think they have to order it.
Right. Yeah. But at least we'll know it's on its way. You know?
It should be up by Christmas.
Yeah. Don't say that.
The first message will be very.
It'll say, look at our new sign.
This is the last month we have to pay. This is the last month payment on.
Yes. Yeah, we're done.
I know it's good.
Yes, she does.
That's a close family. Yeah, I hope my kids can say it's what I think.
We'll make sure, John. No, okay. We're not going to think about that right now.
No, but I say the family did it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was nice, very nice.
You're only on this job next year.
This needs to be on the next board agenda? Okay, who does this go under? Does this go under John? Or finance? Finance, okay. Okay, okay. Oh, okay. Sure, just let her know. Okay, 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 great, thank you. I know, I was trying to keep track of how to get them out. Okay. Yes, yep, and then the announcements. I had that. Okay. I made up their mind, I didn't even know it was going to be on the agenda for approval, but I guess for March. Okay. Yes, okay. Okay, it's all mine. Okay. No. You're right, yeah. I answered for you, that's okay, Jeff.
This will be slower. But funny nonetheless.
I know, me too. That's kind of scary, isn't it? it's kind of different, you know?
Yeah, you know what? Yes.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah, yes, right, yeah. I know, I wish I would have brought my phone or something.
I'm trying to figure out that.
Yeah.
We'll call the board meeting back to order. Need a motion to reconvene from executive session?
So, second.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Hucker.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Siddiq.
Aye.
Aye.
Right. We have the appointment of an acting mayor.
I would be honored to make the motion to appoint trustee John Hucker to the office of acting mayor of the Village of Beach Park for the duration of the remaining term of office of the late Mayor Milton C. Jensen.
We have a motion.
Second.
Hate it when that happens.
Second.
There you go.
You guys.
So there's a motion, a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth, right?
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Okay, trustee Siddiq.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Hucker.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
And Trustee Addison.
Aye.
I was told by one of our staff members that I had some pretty big shoes to fill, and I
Amen.
think it's safe to say that the shoes are large, but they were well prepared for me, so thank you all. Do we need to do an oath?
Yes, we do.
Okay. I, John Hucker,
Do solemnly
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of acting mayor
of the office of acting mayor
of the Village of Beach Park
of the Village of Beach Park
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Did you have them?
There tonight.
Well, I thought that this would be a wonderful time to spend some time recognizing our departed mayor. You know, it's quite an honor to be appointed acting mayor of the village that I've served for the last 15 years. But it came at a pretty steep price. And I lost a friend and a mentor and one heck of a leader when Milt died. And it was a long time coming. I've never known anybody to fight as hard, and yet without complaint, without any whining or woe is me. He just embraced the fight and he took it back to the cancer, and he won so many battles, but every one of those took a piece of him. And so we're sad to see him go. He was our mayor for 15 years. Followed, and only the second mayor in Beach Park. Dr. Solomon had served for 8 years prior to his election. Instrumental in this village being here at all. the fact that we sit here in this building, that we have a town, water tower name, comes back to Milt Jensen, and the idea that popped out of his head in the living room at his house, and at table 13 over at the Hickory House, and all the other places wherever Milt ran into people that he thought would care and would be interested in participating. And my involvement started really early in the incorporation effort when I got invited. I heard about a meeting over across the street at the junior high where some people were kind of raising a rabble to incorporate a village. And I'm looking at Paul sitting here in the front row, and Paul was up there talking. Some guy named Alex Moore was up there talking, and Milt Jensen had some things to say, and I thought, hey, I'm about to buy the house across the street from that guy. Maybe I should get to know him a little bit and see what's going on. Well, that started a friendship that has just been a real treasure for me. And the things he did here at the village, during his time, during every year really since the beginning of the village, but especially during Milt's term, we've had a balanced budget every year. We've had surpluses most years. We always were encouraged through Milt to live within our means and to look for ways to be efficient, to contract with agencies and other organizations that already were doing what needed to be done here in Beach Park. And we've just been able to forge good relationships with the sheriff's departments, the fire departments. They've really provided services to our people at a very efficient, in a very efficient way more efficient than we could do it ourselves. During Milt's administration, some of the things that you've come to know as Beach Park came to be. Founders Park, the Heatherstone subdivision out there in Wadsworth and Green Bay, the sewer and water lines that came as a result of the Heatherstone subdivision out in Green Bay and Wadsworth, and that give service to the northwest part of our village. Implemented business districts to kind of drive new construction and commercial development in Beach Park, and then followed that up with TIF districts in order to encourage even more development and create some financing methods to assist developers. The new Public Works facility over on Glendale and 27th Street, wow, what a great facility, and done at a fraction of what it could have cost if we had just kind of looked away and taken somebody's idea. Milt was instrumental in making sure that we did it efficiently and got what we needed at the same time. Milt was a people person. I mean, you could not meet the man and not like him. You could not spend time with him and not learn from him. He was smart. He was able to communicate vision and ideas that you could not escape. Once he started talking, that enthusiasm, that excitement got a hold of you and just made you want to be on his bus. And he had a way with people to bring them together and to make them work. He did it with our board. He did it with our staff. He is a great judge of character, and he will be missed by all. I would like to open this up. I'm not going to make anybody talk, but anybody that would like to talk, if one of the board members would like to make comments, or any public members, just be recognized, and we'll have you go to the podium. The board members, you already have your microphone, so Don, please.
I want to get the mic before my brother Phil did.
Battery's still good.
Briefly, I'd just like to thank the board, the staff, and John for keeping Dad in the loop throughout his illness. He loved the work here. He loved the staff, and it was big for him to be able to be still in touch and hold that little bit of hope that he might be coming back to sit in that chair.
Yeah.
And so I thank you very much. That meant a lot to him.
Thank you.
I remember Milt coming to the Oak Room Grill
where my wife and I had leased this restaurant there by the Zion State Bank. And he said, "Paul, you just moved in Beach Park, didn't you?" And I said, "Well, yeah." I failed to ask him how he knew that. But he said, "What do you think about us becoming a village?" I said, "Yeah, Milt, that's just what I need, is another layer of taxation." And he said, "Well, Paul," he says, "I got a stack of paper here. Why don't you look it over and let me know what you think?" And I did, and the rest is history. I got hooked. And I met John and a bunch of other eager people who shared the same dream that we could form this village, but we thought we could do it in the basement of a house. We didn't think we needed this, and a few other things, but the dream lives on in this group here for sure. And I challenge the future to keep this dream alive. We can, if done right, we can live without taxing our citizens with real estate taxes. And I want everybody to remember that you are, if you're a village member, live in this village, you are not taxed on your real estate. Others do, but not the village of Beach Park. So, he's a great guy.
Yep. And here comes Phil.
So yeah, Don, I did. Phil Jensen, number 4 son of Milt, and echo the thank you, really, the village and everybody in the village. A week ago was my dad's funeral, and as the procession went through town, the different businesses had signs up, and we just felt the love. And it truly was reciprocated from my dad to the board and to the citizens. He worked with Dr. Solomon before this board and other folks who were involved. Roger Spencer became a great family friend, and I think Paul's right. There's a dream that lives on, and I think in a lot of ways Beach Park was a bit of a personification of my dad. The tagline is Village of the Rural Spirit, and well, you know, my dad certainly had that in spades, but the notion of practicality, and I think everyone on this board shares that to some degree, and folks in the past have as well. I think most of the citizens do too. You know, look, it doesn't have to be that complicated. It can be pretty straightforward. It can be common sense, and I think that was kind of the core that ran through my dad that he definitely helped infuse into Beach Park, and I agree again with Paul that I hope that continues. I'm in Libertyville, but I'm an honorary Beach Park citizen, and so I hope you continue that, and again, thanks a lot from the entire Jensen family.
Okay. Anyone else wish to make any comments?
I think you'd all be disappointed if I didn't say anything, but I generally don't talk about serious things because I have a tendency to cry. But I remember when I first met Milt, or was going to meet Milt, I was a little scared. Even as big as I am, I was scared, but it didn't take me long to figure out there was really nothing to be scared of. So it's been a fun ride. I just was sharing with the rest of you that, like it or not, he's the one that put me in this position, and I've lasted a while, and I'd like to last a little while longer. But like Paul has said, and the rest of you, I think that we've got a good thing going. We'd like to continue it. There's a lot of things that Milt envisioned that we would like to see happen. We would really like to see happen. He wanted to see them happen. Unfortunately, he didn't get to see some of them. The economy didn't allow a lot of it, but we're going to continue to keep his vision in mind, and it's going to last.
Well, I'd just like to say a few words. I think as all the members of the Jensen family are here, we think that's wonderful. We're so happy to see you. We're honored to have you here representing your dad, and we miss him. We're going to miss him for a long time. We'll always miss him. I think the reality of his being gone is really finally starting to sink in now, and it's going to be quite a challenge for us, but I think we're all going to work together. We're going to work cohesively. We all recognize what we need to do, and we'll get it done. And we do have a wonderful village staff that we depend on greatly, and they always step up to the challenge. And our consultants, too, we're very lucky that way. So we're going to be fine. The residents, we're going to do our job and do our best to carry on and continue to make you as proud as you were when Milt was at the helm.
And where's the cake from?
Last week, yeah, there is cake and punch in the other room, so. Celebration of John, our acting mayor.
And on that note, I think that John's family, it's great to have them here too, but you've got some big shoes to fill. Look at that side of the room. There's an awful lot of Jensen's over there, so you guys need to get busy.
That battle has been lost. Oh, boy. Yes, sir.
Hi, everybody. Rick Alamo. I met Milt about 8 months ago, and actually he's the reason I'm here too, because I got a phone call that, he wanted to meet, and, we met upstairs, and I've always heard stories about the man, but never had the pleasure of, sitting down at the table with him. And then he was, larger than life in, more than one way. And I've never seen a guy enjoy what he does so much and, make light of just any kind of situation. But he looked at me and he says, what do you think about moving your restaurant here in the Beach Park? And I says, I've really thought about it, but I says, I'm sure we could figure something out. And 90% of the conversation was, what if we called it the final approach? His just love for airplanes was just never ending. And, that's the reason I'm here. And part of the reason why I'm here was I was one of the applicants for the TIF committee today. And I just got confused about the time. But, I've been to many services, and I did have the pleasure of, going to Milt's. And that family was just amazing. And it was just, I've never seen a family that had to be, numbered and categorized so you can keep it all in order. I mean, even then, he still made a joyous occasion out of it as well. But it was fun to work with Milt for the short time that I was able to do that, and I am looking forward to, working with the board. So, thank you.
Please.
I just want to take a moment to when I walked in tonight, I was a little bit overwhelmed by the crowd that was here. All of you here from the Jensen family and from the Hooker family. Milt was a guy who lived large, and he rode with the posse. It's pretty obvious tonight. Milt was larger than life. He had a great entourage, and again, it's evident tonight. Milt was a visionary. He was a great friend. He was a great mayor, a great leader, and more than anything, he was a great family man. He loves his family with all of his heart. And I think it's just appropriate to thank the family for learning Milt to us. To be a public servant, to be a mayor, takes a lot of hard work. There's a lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice. There was many times when Milt could have been at home with his family, at home with his wife, and he chose to be here serving the citizen of Beach Park. And he did an amazing job at it. I had the pleasure of meeting Milt several years ago, and I got intoxicated by his stories. He was a great storyteller. And I think anyone who was around for any given period of time felt the warmth and embraced his great storytelling. And again, was amazed by his memory and his intellect and his recall. Again, Milt was a man of great stature, and I've talked to people from throughout the county, from McHenry County, Cook County, who said they didn't know the mayor, but they'd heard about him. They'd heard about the people who had touched outside of his small sphere here in the Village of Beach Park. And again, I truly have embraced him, love him. I've gotten to know his family, and again, they are my family. And I just want to thank them for again allowing us to share him and his sacrifices with and for us. And again, if there's anything that we can do as a village to help you through these times, please don't hesitate to call us. But we love you, we respect you. We will try to carry on a legacy that Milt envisioned. And again, we thank you all. God bless you, and we love you.
And I just wanted to make mention of something that sticks in my mind, and it's how I would like to remember Milt. Toward the end there, you could tell he wasn't feeling very well at all. And as I sat down to think about it, this is just kind of a fun story. Back in October, first part of October, when we had decided we were going to go ahead and order lunch from Herm's Barbecue in town, the new restaurant that he had gotten to come in. And as we were sitting here in Village Hall, he was just saying that he had gotten some great news from the doctor that day. And he went on about how he was feeling, and then he went on a whole trip of reminiscing, one story after another, mostly about the family and where he'd like to see Beach Park go in the future. And I just remember he had such a twinkle that day. He'd gotten some good news from the doctor, and he was just very jovial that day, and that's how I'd like to remember him.
John,
I will say that when I first met him, like Mark says, he's pretty scary, but once you got to know him, he's an awesome gentleman. And the only thing I will bring up about him is he bugged me for the longest time about buying green tickets for me for some kind of function we were having here in the village. Every time he'd see me, is you getting those green tickets? Well, now I feel real bad that I can't sell them to him anymore. But I tell you, awesome guy, awesome family, awesome husband. He will truly be missed in our village.
When Milt became mayor the first time, Senator Adeline Gio-Caras called the office, and it was quite blunt in how she described him to me. And she said, "You tell that blank, 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 that I supported him as mayor of Zion, and I will support him as the mayor of Beach Park." I didn't know Milt that well, and I didn't want to tell him what she said, so I walked into his office and I said, "Adeline Gio-Caras called, and she said she supported you as the mayor of Zion, and she will support you as the mayor of Beach Park." And he turned around and he said, "What did she really say?" So I told him. But I think Doc Solomon, I worked with him for 8 years, and he was the brains. He came in and he wanted everything just so. John worked with him, and he got the right people and he done the right things. But when Milt came in, he's the heart of this village, and he always will be.
He is the heart of this village.
Without a doubt.
The shoes are getting bigger again. Anyone else that has any business to bring before the board?
Yeah, I'd just like to say one other quick thing. I know if Milt's looking down upon us tonight, and his presence is here in this room, along with his entourage. Milt would be proud to see John assuming the mantle. John's a great guy. He's a very humble guy, a very honest guy, and again, John will be a great leader in the role of the acting mayor, and I look forward to working with him and supporting him in any way that I can. But again, for those who don't know him, he's a great guy, and I think he will make Beach Park very proud of him. Also, I know the family's here, and one of the jokes that Milt liked to share, I won't go into it, but the family the family knows, there was a situation where it was a cold, blustery night. It was a cold, blustery night, and Milt, I know Milt's laughing right now, because he loves to tell the story. I can't tell the story the way Milt does, but I had been out laboring tirelessly throughout the village. It was a few days before an election. Several of our signs, several of the candidates' signs, including mine and the mayor's, had been toppled or tossed about in the fields, and I've been out throughout the village probably for 2-3 hours, at least, picking up signs and stapling signs and collecting signs and restoring signs. And actually, my last stop happened to be in front of the Jensen resident. And it was late at night. And I don't know if any of you ever seen the Shrek movie. If you've ever seen Shrek, when the village people were coming, you heard the pitchforks and the torches. Well, I had a Shrek moment there.
A well-deserved Shrek moment.
I was actually restoring time in front of the house, and when I say he's got a family that has his back, I mean he's got his back.
Without a doubt.
A couple of his daughters came out, the kids came out, the daughters came out, and I was in there with that spectacle. I was flabbergasted.
But we got him back after about 8 weeks of therapy and traction and everything else.
Actually, a couple of daughters were so intense in their pursuit of me, they actually ran off and left me with snowing. It was probably a finger and a half of snow. They left their shoes in the snow. They were told them to get to me.
Amen.
And we sit back after and we laugh at this story. Mike tells this story over and over. And every time we get together, we're sharing the revelry and the laughter of that story. And I'm sure if we pull it aside, they'll kind of tell you all the finer parts of their story. But I just want to share that with you. It was one of Milt's favorite, and I know the family's favorite. But again, we love you, and thank you, and God bless you.
Last call. Anyone else have anything to bring before the board tonight?
So Doc Solomon was the brains, Milt was the heart, and it sounds like you're the feet.
Could be worse.
So with that,
Myself and the family called the Millers, we were the people.
there you go.
Yep, there you
How
go.
fitting. So with that, I would make a motion to adjourn this fine meeting.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Could we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Gus.
Aye. Aye.
Wait,
Oh,
he's not Trustee Hucker.
wait, I can't vote? Yes, I can. I can still vote as trustee.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, okay.
All right, fine.
Trustee Stiddy and Trustee Wells.
Thank you. We are adjourned. There is cake and